Death is inevitable, but the rate of decline is very much up to us. But the drawback that young people have is they only begin to realize the inevitability of the decline when it besets them. So your team that came in for testing that are in their 20s, when I'm looking at these results, there were issues that were uncovered that were a concern. And ignoring it doesn't lead to a good outcome when you're 65. But a lot of people have this issue, so it's okay to speak freely about this.
Yep.
The biggest concern is that
Dr. Peter Attia is the go-to physician
for high performers, celebrities,
and anyone serious about unlocking the science behind a longer, stronger, and healthier life.
I had a big epiphany at a funeral of a friend of mine who I realized had declined so much during their last decade that when they couldn't do those things that gave them pleasure because of injuries, aches, and pains, they weren't enjoying life. I call it the marginal decade.
Wow, okay, so what are the most important parts of my health that I should be thinking about for longevity?
So there's muscle mass, muscle strength, but we don't have a single metric that we can measure that better predicts how long they will live than how high their VO2 max is, which is the maximum amount of oxygen you can consume. And if you compare somebody who is in the top 2% to someone who is in the bottom 25%, there is a 400% difference in their all-cause mortality over the coming year.
But how do I know if it's an issue or not?
We'll go into much more detail around that, but the way to avoid this is to train specifically for that marginal decade. And there's so many things that we just do wrong. So the sooner you start, the better. So first of all,